Love to see Amazon sales come in addition to eBay sales. We have here our 2 Amazon sales, a book and a CD, and 5 eBay sales. This is in the last 24 hours. It is Wednesday, October 18th, 2023. So we have a DVD, a magazine, a CD lot, and a DVD lot. So quite the eclectic mix of sales of media. Only one book sale. Shows you how I've evolved as a reseller, coming from books only on Amazon, only FBA, and now having no FBA sales, but having merchant fulfilled sales and even more eBay sales. So let's dive into what we have here. I had one of my best Amazon sales in a little bit of time here. Again, merchant fulfilled. Again, I list them on Amazon and then I store them and then I ship them, versus FBA, where you list them, you put them in a box, you ship them to an Amazon warehouse, and then when it sells, they ship them. That is fulfilled by Amazon. This is fulfilled by merchant, FBM, or MF, merchant fulfilled, if you are new to reselling on Amazon. Because a lot of people will not even mention the FBA part, and they'll just be talking about FBA, but they won't really mention it until the end or won't go into much detail. So when you list automatically on Amazon through merchant fulfilled, your items are up for sale within about 15 minutes or less. They are live. Sometimes they're live within a couple minutes, and they can potentially sell right away, versus doing FBA where you have to wait for them to not only do you have to wait to get enough together to make a shipment and then drop it off, and then they have to actually get it to Amazon, and then Amazon has to check it in, which is not always instant. I remember waiting anywhere from a day or two to a week or more to get things checked in. But even if they're checked in right away, sometimes then they get transferred to another warehouse. So anyway, there's a delay. Just a little bit of a difference. Of course, you don't have to deal with shipping. So it's a huge benefit as well with FBA. But that's a side note. So I sold these 2 on Amazon. But real quick, before I jump into those individual sales, all the individual sales, how many of these do you think that I paid for resale versus how many that I get for free? If you guessed only one of them I paid for, you are correct. The only one that I paid for in this whole bunch, which one do you think it was? And it just so happens to be the one that sold for the most money, is this CD, which I bought at a thrift store back in November 4th of 2022. This is actually from last year. Well, of course, we're not in November yet, but this is from last year. It does not say how much I paid for it, but my assumption is I only paid a couple of bucks for this CD. The rest of them were either donations to my store or a donation pickup. Like this is one of a huge lot of books that I picked up. This is from a huge lot of CDs and books that I picked up, as well as this came from the same one as these here. These were dropped off to me. This was dropped off to me. This was dropped off to me. So just to let you know, that it's possible to get items for free. Now, how was I able to get a lot of these items for free? Well, because I put myself out there with my store, but also this has been a huge reason why I've been able to get a lot of stuff for free, but also printing up cards, telling people what I do. But definitely for me, it's been having a website, it's been people finding me, it's been being on Google Maps, passing out my cards, all of that stuff. So you don't have to start a store like I did, of course, but you should print up some really inexpensive cards. Don't have to be anything fancy. You can spend less than $20 to get some, a couple hundred cards, and pass them out when you meet people. If you do not want to start a store like I did, which I know a lot of people don't, just let people know and advertise for free book and media pickups. But anyway, so that's one thing about these sales. But this one here, I sold for $10 and change on Amazon. It is Mastering the Art, a step-by-step guide to writing quality staff report. This came from a guy who was selling on Amazon but moved and wanted to get rid of a bunch of the books that he had never listed, and he let me just pick them up. Why? Because he saw me on YouTube, of all places, and found me locally, just happened to live in the same city that I live in, and I was able to pick up a lot of books from him. I've sold tons of his books now through Amazon and some through eBay. So I've done well with that. This one, again, this was $10. This one here, I bought at a thrift store last November. Sat for quite a while, but believe it or not, and believe it, it did sell for $99.99 plus shipping. I was the only offer This is Wuthering Heights, Bernard Herrmann, Wuthering Heights, opera in 4 acts. So if you ever come across this one, I would recommend picking it up, but it is a long tail. So be aware of that, again, for Merchant Fulfilled and for eBay. If you're running into the long tail, high profit game, which I recommend you do, make sure you have the space, and make sure, number one, you have the patience, because not everybody does. A lot of people want to sell their stuff really, really quickly, and that's fine. But there's some items that they're just not going to sell quickly, even if you price it low. So you might as well price it where you feel, based on the past history, sales history, where you feel that it will actually sell, even if it does take, like this one, 11 months to sell. So just keep that in mind if you're going to do long tail media items, that make sure there's a good amount of profit. I would suggest at least an item going for $40, if not $50 or more, that's going to sit for over 6 months. Because you make that $40, $50 sale, at least you're going to make a nice chunk of money, 30, 40 bucks of profit. And then you can just take that money and buy a whole bunch of other items. Yeah, so over here we have eBay sales. We have, let's see, let's start with the least, or the lowest priced one would be this one, which I just got in as a donation on the 12th of October in the store. This is George. I believe it's the final issue of this magazine. It has Rob Lowe. I believe this one has JFK Jr. in there as well. Yes, this is from September 1999. Yeah, so this one is sought after, I believe, because it is the final issue of George magazine, but it did sell right away. And I did mention this in another video. Sold it for $14.99 plus shipping. So look out for that one if you're going to find this particular magazine, George. And when I do ship these magazines, I put backing, cardboard backing, so that it does not get bent, or hopefully it doesn't get bent, and I tape it nice and tight within the envelope, padded envelope, so that hopefully it arrives intact and not bent up. Then I sold this Pepe Aguilar CD lot. There's 4 of them. Again, I can't stress enough, if you get enough of one artist or group together, to put them into a lot. Even really well-known artists. And this guy is really well-known within his genre. And so I put those 4 together, had it listed for 22 bucks, took an offer. I think it was $16.49 plus shipping for all 4 of these. This was a free pickup from a woman who I've done about 4 pickups of books and CDs. She said she has even more. So that was a great sale. I listed that, let's see, about a month ago. Yeah, I picked it up September 12th. So 16 bucks plus shipping. This one's from the same haul. There's a lot of Spanish language music in there. This one is Steven Sandoval. This was sold for, I took an offer of $17 plus shipping. And this one, I believe, no, it's not. I thought it was sealed. But there was a lot of unique stuff in there, that CDs that they got rid of. And here is a complete collection, or complete series of Seinfeld, all 9 seasons. You're not going to get a lot of money for this, but it's definitely worth it if you can put it together. I wouldn't spend a couple bucks even on these at the thrift store, because you figure there's 8 here because the first one has 2 seasons. So if you're going to spend $16, even $2 a piece at a thrift store, I only sold this for $25 plus shipping. So I would not bother trying to collect this for those kind of prices. If you're going to get it for 50 cents, a quarter, or free, of course, excuse me, if it's in a big lot, then I would do it. But I would not be spending more than even $1, because that would be $8 into 25 to 30, kind of in that range for the entire series, because they sold so many of these that they're just everywhere. So you're really what you're offering is having the complete series. That's really the best way to sell this. Don't bother selling individual seasons. You're not going to get much money for those. So just keep that in mind. This is not one of those high value complete series TV shows, TV box set shows to really look out for, unless you can get it for dirt cheap. But yeah, 25 bucks plus shipping. So I'll make probably just under 20 bucks or so. But these were free in a huge donation that I've been slowly selling off. These are also in excellent condition overall. The boxes, the DVDs. If they're really, a lot of times when you buy, especially if you do pallets or gaylords of mixed media, or DVDs even, you're gonna come across ones that are really trashed. Even if they are, as long as the discs are in good condition, working condition, they're not all messed up, you should still be able to get 20-25 bucks for the complete series. But these are in very good condition overall. Now, the best sale I had on eBay in the last 24 hours was, drumroll, Teletubbies. That's right. And the Magic Pumpkin. So this came from the same haul as this. Thousands and thousands of DVDs, many of them TV box sets, but also lots of Teletubbies. Yeah, this one sold for $39.99 plus shipping. So this is these are worth some money. So look out for Teletubby DVDs. The woman had a lot of them. I'm left now. I've sold more than half of what I put up. Probably closer to like 67% of them. There's only maybe 8 or so left, maybe 6 or 8. I've sold quite a few. So this one was a great sale, of course, because Halloween is here, the Magic Pumpkin. Look out for that one. I'm excited to see my eBay sales come back to where they were before the previous week. And I'm just on the lookout for quality stuff to list and get my sales even higher as we go into the fourth quarter. All right, guys, hope you learned something, and I'll see you next video. Take care.